First, I'm going to give you a very brief legal disclaimer. Every single thing mentioned in this video is presumed guessing and non-factual. Anybody mentioned is presumed innocent. And any companies mentioned most likely had nothing to do with what happened in Moscow, Idaho.
What's up, guys? Happy Tuesday. True Crime King back. We're starting this one off with a boom. As he would say, right? Okay, so the reason why, well, I always do the CrimeCircus reactions, but I especially wanted to do this one because it looks like he took my description that I used from my last reaction with CrimeCircus, and now he used the same one, which is fine, but it means it's a good title, right? Bryan Kohberger was the DoorDasher, ? And I use that because in his last video, that's basically what he said, he thought, right? So, he's going to go more in depth on this one, and then I'm going to react to it. So, here we go.
This is a guessing show, folks. And I appreciate you watching. Some of you are going to read between the lines, and I appreciate you for that.
I guess, it's a guessing show for him. I don't like to just guess. I like to go off facts. But I know what he's talking about, right? He's just going to have to guess until more information comes out.
Now let's proceed with the show and proceed with the boom. There's a handful of people out there that believe the DoorDash driver has been cleared. I've spent the last 2 days researching this to make sure I don't make a fool of myself in this video.
I'm going to go on the record before I even hear what he says. I'm going to stick with my guns, and I'm going to say I do not believe Bryan Kohberger was the DoorDasher. 100%. Let's see if he changes my mind or not. Here we go.
The DoorDash driver has not been cleared, and I'll prove it. The last thing I would ever want to do is make a fool of myself on YouTube. So I've done a lot of research, a lot of reading, a lot of digging up documents, and a lot of thinking. And now I'm going to share with you my findings. There's a lot of information to cover, and it's all important. So if you're watching this right now, don't skip a single second and make sure you make it to the end of this video.
And remember, he's not like me just starting out. Drip Drop has a team of people, right? And I'm sure they're helping him research and to get all this shit right. So he's got a little advantage, but True Crime Family's gonna get there.
Because it's action-packed with a lot of information, and I won't waste your time, so this video won't be too long. First and foremost, let's read the arrest affidavit and see what it has to say for itself about the DoorDash driver. This is what it says. Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk both made statements during interviews that indicated the occupants of the King Road residence were at home by 2 a.m. and asleep, or at least in their rooms, by approximately 4 a.m. This is with the exception of Kernadel, who received a DoorDash order at the residence at approximately 4 a.m. Law enforcement identified the DoorDash delivery driver who reported this information. Did you hear what I just said, ladies and gentlemen? I simply read what was in the arrest affidavit. But did you read between the lines and catch what it actually said?
I don't know. Tell us, Drip Drop.
I'm going to read the important part one more time. Law enforcement
identified the delivery driver.
Identified the DoorDash delivery driver who reported this information.
So, I guess what he's saying is, it could have been anybody. Did they talk to him in person? Let's find out.
Who reported this information. Some of you crime junkies out there in the true crime universe may or may not be familiar with Richard Allen from Delphi, Indiana.
I'm sure, I know I am. I'm sure most of you, my subscribers, non-subscribers watching this. And if you're not subscribed, I don't know why, But, anyway.
He's accused of making 2 young women pass away in a horrible way. He was arrested 5 years after the crime, and it turns out he self-snitched on himself immediately after the crime. He came in contact with...
Remember my hat? Stop self-snitching? Should have worn it for this video.
...an officer immediately after the crime and said that he was on the bridge that day. And it turns out he was wearing the exact same clothes as the bridge guy. Nobody was looking for Richard Allen, but he went to the police himself and self-reported that he was on the bridge that fateful day.
Yeah, Richard Allen went to the police, I think it was the next day or the day of, and told them he was on the bridge. Nobody else was on that bridge, you know what I mean? Except for the girls that were murdered. But the police didn't follow up on their lead until like 2 years ago.
That those 2 girls passed away. This is actually a super common thing that a lot of criminals do. They will place themselves at the scene, either because fear of cameras or eyewitnesses that will place them at the scene, and instead of the police coming looking for them later, they'll just go to the police immediately, thinking that it will make them look more innocent.
Yeah, this happens with a bunch of these murderers. I mean, Scott Peterson at his wife's vigil on the phone with his mistress, right? I mean, Kohberger here. I mean, the Delphi. I mean, we could just keep going. I mean, Stephen McDaniel doing the live TV interviews. Chris Watts doing the TV interviews, right? Trying to help the police. I mean, it seems like they think they're gonna get away with it. So in their mind, it's like, you know, ha ha ha, I did it and you guys have no idea, and they think they're gonna get away with it, but then they get caught and then they look like a clown, right? Big clowns.
But the police aren't that dumb. It's in the detective's book. Criminals return to the scene of the crime, and criminals will self-snitch, and criminals will also sometimes be the first ones to report the crimes to the police. Criminals often like being on the inside of the investigation process, so they implement themselves into the investigation. So the only way that the police even knew that there was a DoorDash delivery, because the DoorDash delivery guy told the police. Anyways, I think you catch my drift, and some of your jaws may have dropped by now. This is not a comedy show. This is serious information in this episode.
Well, my jaw will drop if there's proof that they didn't actually meet with this driver. They don't have a name, another name, and they didn't actually verify the driver. Then my jaw will drop.
Right here. I really do believe Bryan Kohberger is the DoorDash driver, and we're going to talk about some more information regarding this.
Okay, as of now, my opinion has not changed one bit. I do not think Kohberger was the DoorDash driver. Still hasn't proved anything yet. But video's not over. Let's go.
Let's see what else I have. A handful of people out there have confusingly thought that the DoorDash driver was cleared. They say this is public information, and we've all known this already. Well, let's check out the official Moscow, Idaho website and see what it has to say for itself. Right here on the official Moscow, Idaho website, they've got this entire page dedicated to the horrible crimes that happened on King Road on November 13th.
It just doesn't make any sense. Why would he want to wake everybody up in the house with a DoorDash delivery at 4 a.m., right? I mean, we know he didn't walk in through the front door because he would have passed Bethany's room. I mean, he would have had to walk up the stairs. He most likely, almost 100%, came in through the back slider the same way he went out. It just doesn't make any sense to me why he would want to do the DoorDash. He can see from behind in the woods if anybody's awake or asleep or not, you know? I mean, as of right now, I don't get it.
And they have a special section, who is not believed to be involved. When we click it, I'm going to run down this list very quickly about who's not believed to be involved. The 2 surviving roommates, that would be Dylan and Bethany.
I'm assuming
The mail and the grub
I'm assuming it's going to be the DoorDash driver, right?
truck surveillance video. That's been rumored since day one that was Jack Showalter. However, there's a lot of males in the grub truck video. Private party driver who took Kaylee and Madison home on November 13th. That was rumored since day one that was an Uber driver, but then it changed to apparently it was just a good citizen that just helped out sorority girls and fraternity boys. Any individual at the residence when 911 was called. The individual on the lease who moved out of the residence before the school year started and was not present at the time of the incident. Another girl was on the lease at that home, but she moved out previously in the year. The male, or his friend, who was thought to be a possible stalker and followed Kaylee into the parking lot of a local business in October of 2021. Or the female associate professor and chair of the history department at the University of Idaho suing a TikTok user for defamation. Scroll down a little and you can see that the list ends right there.
No DoorDash driver on the list, right?
For those of you that don't know, a TikTok user got sued because she was coming up with a bunch of theories on this case.
Yeah, that girl was
and she stated them as fact.
Total clown, that girl. Total clown. I did a reaction video to her way back when, but yeah. Clown with a capital C.
But my wonderful viewers know this is never factual here at CrimeCircus. It's a guessing show.
And yeah, another reason why I don't believe Kohberger was the driver was because he just said it. He's just guessing, okay? He's just guessing, right?
And that's the list on the official Moscow, Idaho website. Who didn't you see on that list? You didn't see a DoorDash driver. You didn't see a food delivery driver. You saw nothing of the sort. I'm going to put that list on the screen one more time very briefly, and you're welcome to pause this video and read through it yourself. Believe in your heart of hearts that Bryan Kohberger is innocent. And he may be, but he might not be either. We just don't know yet. However, what we do know, allegedly, Bryan Kohberger is the DoorDash delivery driver.
No. Well, we do not know that. I'm not convinced still. They're still halfway through this video, but you guys know I don't like doing super long videos. So, part 2, if enough people watch, will be tonight. I'm about to do another video on True Crime Time, which used the same title. So that's why I'm going to be doing a video now on that. So don't miss that. And yeah, let me know if you guys want to even see part 2. If not, then I won't even do a part 2. But if you liked it, smash that like button. You know what to do. And until next time, guys, True Crime King out.